I had to make this video right here before we get into the main topic, which I've done early today. But what I want to say is 1973 to 1983 is the most important years in hip-hop. Because that means the pioneers, the one who put their hand in the mud, the one who was out there when there was no record deal, no video, there was no records, nothing. This is from scratch. Some of the MCs got $5 a night, $10 a night. So if you wasn't there, you have to take a seat in the audience and ask us the questions. We can answer them for you. You just got to talk to us. You can't be on the same stage with us. Just like me trying to go and sit on the stage with Berry Gordy and have a conversation and tell him what he did. Or tell him what happened back in his day. No. I like to salute to some of the younger brothers who were young, born probably like around 65, 66, who might have been 11, 12 years old in the park. I'm not going to call no names. I've been out here calling names all night. They know who they are, and eventually, you know, around 78, 79, maybe 80, you know, they got into their groove. You understand what I'm saying? But if you wasn't around for 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, the real important years, you sit in the audience. Now, I got some Cool Herc flyers that just went up for auction in Christie's from 74. I put pictures in. But before we go into this Van Silk Not in My House, I need you to check out my man Short Shot. He's been breaking down. He's one of the biggest flyer collector of original flyers in the United States, probably in the world, original copies. Just check out the next 3 minutes, and then I'm going to go into what I have to say. It's your brother Van Silk. Not in my house. I am the gatekeeper. Yes, because one thing you can't do is tell me about my hip-hop. Something I had a lot to do with. Nah, hell no. Peace.
B-boys and B-girls, today I present to you a 40-year-old unsolved hip-hop mystery. I send a free original flyer to whoever figures it out. Think you got what it takes? April 6, 1979, Jazzy D commissioned Buddy Esquire to create a masterpiece for a show at Bronx River dedicated to all New York City fly girls. Seeing as Jazzy D was Breakout's older brother, you know Funky 4 were on the bill. Cool DJ AJ was set to perform with Lovebug Starsky and their entourage. And since Jazzy and Nubian Productions often co-promoted, you know Bam was gonna get down with the Wait, what? The Monster 3 MCs? Who are they? I never heard of them before. Bulletins were sent out, calls were made. After months of research, a few names were mentioned, but there was no definitive answer as to whether they were the Monster 3 MCs. Just when all hope was lost and road seemed to be at a dead end, another piece of evidence emerged. You'll have to swipe left to find out what it was. Explore your history, discover your roots. Rock on. One day while studying the scrolls, I discovered I had a different flyer for the same date at the same spot that looked nothing alike. Upon further inspection, I realized it was the alternate flyer to the same show. Yo, remember how I mentioned Jazzy D co-promoted with Nubian Productions and Jazzy commissioned Buddy Esquire to do the last flyer? Well, this is the flyer that Nubian commissioned for the show. The details match up. Fly girls in New York City, check. Breakout Baron and the Funky 4, check. Buddy's flyer was missing Lil C, but AJ Lovebug and the rest match. What about Bam's contingent? Here's where we find some clues. Bam was joined by Zambu, Jazzy J, and Sinbad on the Wheels of Steel. But that's 3 DJs, not MCs. Soul Sonic was listed out. Could the Monster 3 be a combination of Biggs, Hutch, Lisa Lee, Pow Wow, Lambu, Ice Ice, Sundance, and Charlie Rock? You tell me. Anyone with information, please call 1-800-KNOW-YOUR-ROOTS or put your answer in the comments below. Solve the mystery, cop a flyer. Until next time, rock on.
Picture this. Christmas in 78, a couple dollars in your stocking, man, you're feeling great, but how to spend it? Come on, there ain't no debate. You're gonna go to a show, but gotta pick the date. Let's check this flyer. But Buddy Esquire, Brothers Disco at the T-Connect is gonna be fire. Plus it won't be much longer. You could see Raheem live with the Funky 4 before he joins the Furious 5. Or you wait a day to hit the Club Monterey to hear Bam and Zulu Nation play the freshest array of jazz, soul, funk, rock, calypso, and blues. Hold on, wait a minute, you almost snoozed. Cause in the West Bronx, the West Bronx at the Galaxy 2000, there will be a comp. The L Brothers and Herculoids will go toe to toe, and thanks to you, we gonna have a tape of the show.
Herculoids, we're gonna bust your ass in your own spot. The Galaxy 2000, we gonna run your ass out of here too.
What up, everybody? It's your brother Van Silk in the house. Oh, the 50th anniversary t-shirt. Next year is 50 years of hip-hop. But I gotta have a conversation, because there's too much rumbling and mumbling going on. Hip-hop is 49 years old. 49. Now, I want a lot of people to stop the cap. If you ain't 58, 59, and older, it's impossible for you to have been around from 73 to 83. It's impossible. You wasn't old enough. You wasn't in the mix. If you're not on none of these, I'm gonna show them to you in person. If you're not on none of these type of flyers, because by 83, this part of hip-hop game was dead, over, because a lot of people was getting records without even having to do this. Here's the Roxy's. Here's Flash Disco being Keef, 78, March. Absolutely no sneakers. $3 to get in, Black Door Production, Easter weekend. If you're not on none of these, Boogie Boys, Master Don of Death Committee, Martin Van Buren High School in Queens, Mike and Dave Production. If you're not on none of these, Jamaica Roller Dome, Treacherous 3, Crash Crew. If you're not on none of these, you cannot be in discussions. Damn, you cannot be in discussion about who helped start it, what in hip hop. Like, yo, do me a favor, sit down and get the history lesson going. Come on, come on. What year is this? 83, Fearless and Cold Crush. But see, you're trying to eliminate this. These are flyers. Flyers. You can't eliminate that. Flyers don't lie, and neither do us pioneers who were there. I'm 64. Anybody who's doing all the talking, I'm 12 years older than you. We wasn't hanging out with you back in the days. Was you ever at Harlem World? Was you ever at Broadway International? Was you ever at the T Connection? Was you ever at the Ecstasy Garage? Was you ever at the Boys Club on Hoe Avenue? Was you ever at Bronx River? Now I'm talking up to 83. We ain't going past 83. We're going 83 and back, because by 82, 83, the game was already solidified. Was you ever at the PAL? Webster Ave? Was you ever at the Karate Club? Did you perform at any of these? Was you ever at Harlem World? B&B Disco? Tell me, I'm listening, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You ever perform at Empire, skating rink? Stop the cap. You ever perform in a celebrity club? Did you ever DJ in a celebrity club? Stop the cap. Salute out to the original B-boys, who are all minimum 60 to 67 years old. Window, rest in peace. You got Trixie's, Dancing Doug, Salsa. All these brothers that was doing it. The nigger twins, Kevin and Keith, the twins, the original Clark Kent, Charlie Rock. Y'all know who y'all are. They was dancing in 73 and 74. And you got people out here talking. I'm not even going to call no names because that's not what I'm here to do. You know what time it is. I don't remember none of y'all. And I know what I seen. Disco Wiz was down with Cash. I talked to Ruby D this week, the first hip-hop Hispanic MC. I talked to Charlie Chase. I know about Whip a Whip, down with Fantastic. He even let most of the people know he was Hispanic because he felt out of place. When we had the park jams, I didn't see y'all up in there. Early park jams, because y'all was doing your own thing. Now everybody want to share residence in the house. Mr. Schick from Mean Machine, Disco Dream, him and Julio were Hispanic. Mr. Schick was a graph writer. They came out in 81 on Sugar Hill Records. You had Tito from the Fearless Four in 82 with Master OC, Hispanic. You have a few other brothers, the one in the Fantasy 3 with Silver Fox. Then you had Johnny. I remember Master Don put Johnny down. Yo, we got a Hispanic rapper. But it was Ruby D from Romantic Fantastic even said the word Puerto Rico on the song on Can I Get a Soul Clap? And years later, Freddie Cutler's wouldn't have made it a song. And B-Boys wasn't even, listen, the B-Boys came to the parties. We didn't go, no MC, the DJs went to a B-Boy party. Y'all came and got on the floor. But see, y'all, now y'all don't remember. Melly Mel, Scorpio, Sha-Ra, Flash, Pow Wow. A lot of them were B-Boys and B-Girls before they became MCs. They don't remember none of it. We ain't taking none away from Hispanic. But don't, no. You wasn't around with Kool Herc and Coke LaRockin'. You wasn't there. You wasn't at the Hevalo. You wasn't at the Executive Playhouse. Don't do that. I ain't trying to rock the boat. Because this mother ain't going to sink. Van Soap not in my house. I'm a hip-hop true story, and I ain't making if we was in Harlem World and there was 1,000 people, there might have been 3 Hispanic, and one of them was Charlie Chase, another one was Tape Master. And this 81. There was no groups. Because if you was involved, you would have came up with a group. Before 81, before Sugar Hill Records. Hip-hop don't start at Sugar Hill Records, y'all. It started in 73 with Kool Herc. And don't come with all this other fantastic voyage shit. Well, you know, Muhammad Ali was rapping. Well, where was his DJ at? Because y'all just don't want to, y'all trying to eliminate, and I've been telling everybody, trying to eliminate and change this. You can't. Because flyers don't lie. Ruby D is Hispanic, and he'll tell you. There was nobody else around with me and Whip a Whip. Not that he know of. But see, y'all don't want to take their word because it just fucks everything up. But I'm going to put them on. Because they're going to be like, yo, nobody else around but us. And they hung around us. Black Spades, Casanovas. There were no promoters Hispanic back then. And let's go 73, 83. You can see you're trying to play the timeline game. Oh, let's talk about 85, 86. Yeah, there was, listen, man, I have nothing against Hispanic. My daughter, mother is Hispanic. I've dated Hispanic girl, I got nothing against that. But we ain't gonna sit up here and play the game. And the Italians know. Y'all need to stop that. Please stop it. You want to talk to the original B-boys? Talk to them. They'll tell you. Oh, the next thing you know, the graffiti artists. No, no, no. We wasn't going to see no graffiti party. K. Slade, who just passed, was only 56. He would have been 57. And he was around 80 with one-arm case. 78, 9. But many times K. Slade used to ask me things because he wasn't at none of the jams. Early jams. A lot of y'all can't put yourself in those places because you was too young. Too young to be there. I heard people tell me stories about the thing that happened in Harlem World with Busy Bee and Kool Mo D. And that was something that me and AJ did with the Harlem World crew. And I'm like, yo, you wasn't even there. You telling the story better than me. Great storytellers out here. Great exaggerators. They put themselves in the mix. They've been doing it for years. Even some of those who came up trying to put themselves before, oh, I was doing this since 77, 78. Oh, so now you was an MC before Melly Mel and his brother Creole. You was doing this, there was nobody scratching on no turntables and all that stuff. Or then they gonna say, well, what about Grandmaster Flowers? All the mobile DJs, we love you, we respect you. Flowers, Memboya, Master D, Disco Twin, Cypher Sounds, the real Cypher Sounds, with the Terry Morning, you know, all the brothers from Queens and Brooklyn, the Disco Enforcers and all that, all the mobile DJs, we respect y'all. And a lot of y'all equipment we used in the park jams. But all these names I just ran off, a lot of people, if you wasn't around, you don't even know these names. It becomes basically funny to the point of where they come up with, you can't make this shit up. We are actually alive. Instead of going and asking those who were there, those who set the trend, those who cultivated this, y'all listen to people that wasn't even there. Y'all trying to find a way to put yourself in something. I ain't trying to take nothing away from nobody, but you ain't gonna take nothing away from us. That shit's going to stop. I don't care about, no, I'm not being quiet. Because if you be quiet, this is where everything gets fucked up. No groups coming up was on the level of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 4 and 5 and the Funky 4 in 77, 78 cents. Nobody was on their level. A lot of groups were toys. A lot of B-boys were coming up in the game with toys. You know what a toy is? Got people out here talking about, yo, I was at Kool Herc's first party. No, you wasn't. Coco Rock was there. He's 67. How you gonna be 58 talking about you was there? Oh, I seen Kool Herc played in the park in the early days. Well, you might have, depending on where you lived at. You might have been 8, 9 years old. Well, I was a shorty, 8. Next now, you're 8 years old riding on the train. You know, we got people out here that exaggerate their ass off to the point of, it's like the people who were not around this at all are believing the people who act like they was around this instead of going to the people who were actually there, who actually done this. I did over 150 of these damn shows with flyers, and you think I don't know what the hell I'm talking about? You out your goddamn mind. You're not going to sit up here and think you could just say what you want to say and start just adding shit to what we've done the first 10 years. We didn't need nobody help after the first 10 years. We did it on our own. And with a few Hispanic around us, and I'm saying it again, it's starting out with Kaz over there with Disco Wiz, then you had Ruby D, and you had Whip a Whip, then you had Charlie Chase from Cold Crush Brothers. Mr. Schick was writing on the trains. Did a few Hispanic graffiti writers. But you can't take Cornbread from Philly, Super Cool 223, Stay High 149. Them niggas didn't give a fuck about no hip hop because they was too old. Phase 2 was the Borderline because he did a lot of the flyers. Straight Man, Buddy Esquire. You had Spec 1, which was Cool Cal. K-Slay was Dez. But y'all trying to sit up here, well, you know, we had the graffiti. Hey, listen. Ain't nobody was paying to see no graffiti artists come to no jam. You pay to see the MCs and the DJs. Y'all cut the crap. Cut the cap, cut the bullshit, cut the lies, cut the way when they're trying to change shit and alter shit. You're on the Titanic right now. That shit done sunk. Now you're going to dispute me because I was there. Now you're going to tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Or I don't know what I see. When I met Tito from the Fearless Force, he was Hispanic. And I met OC from the Fearless Force, he was Hispanic. Junebug from Disco Fever was Hispanic. He was the only black DJ that played in Disco Fever. I mean, Puerto Rican DJ, Hispanic in Disco Fever and Club 371 among the 6 or 7 other DJs. So back then, either you were a Hispanic and DJ, the only hit, before Charlie Chase and all of them in Junebug era, Junebug is the only Hispanic DJ that was prominent. And he wasn't even a hip-hop DJ. He knew how to play the records because he wasn't in the parks and doing all that. Instead of y'all talking to Charlie Chase, y'all just want to go and talk to somebody else who came way after Charlie Chase. So now the man is sitting here like, how the fuck you going to tell my story? How you going to tell me what happened when I was there? But this is what they do. You know what, man? That's why the Universal Hip Hop Museum is coming and everything's going to be correct. And we got all original artifacts and everything because all this right here, I didn't really want to address this shit. But I'm just going to let you know. 1973 to 83, if you wasn't down in none of this stuff, then you'd have witnessed nothing in hip hop. You wasn't even involved. And if you ain't 58 years old and better, you did not do anything in the beginning of hip hop. Nothing. So stop it. When I talk to Mellow Mayonnaise, he's like, yo, man, my idols is Ruby D and Whip a Whip. They opened the door for Hispanic MCs. Now, if they opened the door for Hispanic MCs, they didn't come around until 77, 78. So where was the other 5 years at? See, people know their history. And some want to play like they want to know their history, and some want to change it. It happened among us pioneers, too. Some is changing their shit, trying to make themselves look a little better. You know? Oh, well, I was doing this in 1978. Oh, I was a B-boy in 1971. But you was born in 1965. Motherfuckers don't understand. Numbers counts. Numbers don't lie. It's what come out your mouth that make you a liar. Now, I'm not excited. I'm not upset. Because this shit is funny to me. But this is your brother Dan Silk, not in my house. We ain't gonna have none of that over here. We ain't be sitting over here with all that bullshit going around. And I'm seeing about the Italian. Italian what? Don't even start it with that. No disrespect to the Italians, but don't. Nothing to do with hip-hop. But they'll find a way to say, well, you know, they was using, you know, Irv Gotti used, you know, John Gotti's name and you know, Scarface, you know, the rapper. Well, let me explain this to you. A lot of these people you're talking about weren't even Italian. You understand what I'm saying? Scorpio from Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5 name was Mr. Ness. Think about that. So when y'all try to come up with a debatable situation, no. Irv Gotti came along in the 90s. We talking 73, 83. Don't forget those years. If you wasn't around, you got nothing to talk about. We can't even put you in discussion. You can't even sit at the table. You can sit in the audience, but you can't sit at the table. It's your brother Van Silk. I'm out.
This is a post that should have happened a while back. A post dedicated to the brilliance that is phase 2. We're going to get into that in a second, but first, from a historical perspective, this flyer has it all. Grand Wizard Theodore, Mastodon, Daryl C, and Lovebug Starsky, Dr. Rocket, the 417s, the Boogie Boys. It didn't take DJ Scratch and G.O.D. to know the party was definitely jumping 40 years ago at Harlem World. But this show was a jeans and sneaker ball, y'all. The exact opposite of the dope sneakers must be over 21 must-dress jams you see in other spots. As a matter of fact, fly gals and guys with jeans and sneakers will get $1 discount. This jam embraced the culture. Scream for kids to come dressed in their b-boy best. Hitching game had to be tight. Don't even step if you were rocking Jordache, Taylor, Sergio Valente, Gloria Vanderbilt, or Sassoon. Kicks to win the house that night. Nikes, Pumas, Adidas, Ponies, Kangaroos, Pro-Keds. Speaking of Pro-Keds, check phase 2's immaculate drawing of the 69er. But we're going to get into that in the next session. Don't fest, swipe left, and you'll see where the real treasures are kept. Rock on. Let's get back to the brilliance of phase 2. See, this flyer is dope. The layout, the design, the font, a perfect marriage between form and function. We all know it's fly, but what most don't understand is the work that went into this slice of painstaking perfection. Work that can only be appreciated when studying the original template of the flyer. Check out the finer points on the drawing, the shading underneath the laces, the cross-hatching on the toe wrap, the creases and folds on the shoe itself. Bearing witness to the details gives us a glimpse into Phase's genius and his work ethic. The great ones make the difficult look easy. They make you feel like you could do it. But once you try, you realize how impossible that simplicity is to achieve. And Phase would do this all by hand, every week, multiple times a week, for years. If flyers were hip-hop's currency, Phase 2 was printing strictly Benjamins. He was making flyers fly. And his contribution to hip-hop was as great, if not greater, than any DJ, MC, or group at the time. Oh, and did I mention he made an alternate flyer for the show? Incredible. Yo, know your history, know your roots. Long live Lonnie Wood.